Hi everybody, Nikki here. We're going to do another class today. A little bit of fire, some nice ringing out through the center of the body. Should be very accessible wherever you are in your practice and sort of however you're feeling when you've landed on your mat today. You'll notice I give lots of cues, lots of direction. I recommend you sort of find what you need, maybe add the things that challenge you to be more aware, more present, but know that not every cue is for everybody. And since I can't see you all, I'm doing my best to offer a lot that I'm trusting you will be able to sift through and decide what to keep and sort of what to leave behind. We are going to start standing. We're going to get moving right away. Finding just a sort of an easy mountain pose to start with. So you do want to think of some energy running up the front of the legs here. In the low back, there's just like a gentle lengthen of the tailbone towards the earth. In the front, I like to think of just lifting my hip bones slightly towards my low ribs. Right? You can use a breath in to sort of lift the shoulders and an exhale to let them settle down and away from the ears. And it's just a few breaths here, right? Just the beginning. So, starting by filling and emptying, right? Both things are complete. And we often worry so much about getting somewhere, we forget to actually find the moment we're in. Right, and I encourage you over and over again as we move through our practice today, right, to tune into the fact that these practices aren't singular. Right? They aren't separate from the world. They are intended to make us more mindful, more aware, more resilient, hopefully more active in the world outside of ourselves. So everything that unfolds, how we evolve, change, and grow, it is ultimately about who we become when we step off our mats, how we show up in the world. So on your next inhale, extend the arms up and overhead. You can sweep forwards or out to the side. Right, and stay here. As you exhale, try to lengthen the spine. Draw the navel in and up. Take another breath in. The gaze stays forwards, or it may make sense for you to shift it up. And then when you exhale, you'll fold. Arms sweep out, forwards, or sometimes I like to take mine through prayer in front, a little easier in my shoulders sometimes. Right? Stay in the fold, fill up, and empty. And then a halfway lift. So as you come into your halfway lift, press the hands into something. Shins, thighs. Some of you have space for the earth, that's fine. Right? We'll stay for an extra breath. My neck is long, my gaze is straight down. And then when I exhale to fold here. Right, stay, fill up. Empty completely. Now extended mountain, big rise. Arms sweep out or forwards. Stay here, empty, spine longer. One more breath in. Exhale, fold. Flat back, fill up. Just fold. Extended mountain rise, big breath. Fold forwards. Flat back. Hands plant, right foot steps back. We'll come into a low lunge here, right? Dropping that knee. Right? Hips sinking down and forwards. Hands can stay on the earth, right? If you're ready, you can bring them up to the front thigh. If you'd like and you want the reach, go for it here. Right, there's this sense of plugging thighs into the center line. So there's lots of strength in the legs, right? The pelvis stays fixed, and then we work to draw the body up and out of that space. 2 more breaths. Good, last one. And then fold and plant the hands, right? Right toes will tuck under, right knee lifts, keeping the hips steady here. Bring the left hand to the left knee and draw the body long and start to twist from the navel. Turn it towards the inner left thigh. Right, my outer left thigh is drawing back in space. My left hip is dropping. My right hip here is rising. So there's a sense of steadiness in the hips. And then as you start to twist open even further, stacking the shoulders, right? Sometimes hand to the low back is nice. Some of you here are going to be ready to reach. Take a couple breaths. Good, and then left hand lands. We'll drop the right foot for warrior 2, so it's parallel with the back of the mat, and then rise up here. So first one doesn't need to be the fieriest, longest stance. right? Generally that front heel lines up with the arch of the back foot, arms reaching forwards and back, so there's lots of length, but my shoulders are still surrendered away from the ears. And there's a few breaths here to really draw crown towards the sky, so extending the spine, right? Both feet are anchored, and I'm really pressing firmly through the full footprint of both feet here, especially the pinky edge side of that right foot. Another breath. And then just a small shift, so straighten the left leg, turn the left toes in, right toes turn, warrior 2, second side. Right, so I'm driving this knee forwards. It's also energetically moving to the pinky edge side of that foot. Right, trying not to let that right arm draw me forwards. Now I am settled over the hips. Right, fingers drawing long, but really now that I'm set in the body, working to lengthen the spine. Right, finding the extension. 2 more breaths. Good, hands plant on either side of the right foot. Drop the left knee down, low lunge, second side, right? You can keep the back toes tucked under, drop onto the top of that foot. Either is fine. Staying grounded or rising up here, right? Hips sinking down and forwards, thighs plugged in. Nice long breaths. Right, at any point, if you want the reach, that sense of helping to extend and build the back bend a little more. 1 more breath. And then fold, plant the hands, left toes tuck, left knee lifts. Good, twisting towards that inner right thigh. Right, my outer right thigh is hugging back in space. My shoulder blades drawing together on the back. Right, sometimes with this one, I like to take the hand to the low back to help the twist. It also lets me know if my hips are starting to move into the twist here, so lifting that outer left hip. And at any point, you can find the reach. It's another breath. And then right hand lands. And left foot will step forwards next to the right. A nice halfway lift to fill. Exhale, fold forwards. All the way up, extended mountain. And folding forwards here. Nice long spine, however you sweep the arms. Halfway lift, fill. Hands plant, left foot back to lunge, this time high. So set the legs and then you rise. Right, try to pull the body up and out of the space of the hips. Eventually stance is nice and long, hips down in line with that front knee. Right, pressing the back of my left knee towards the sky here. Doesn't necessarily mean it's straight. Sometimes to stack shoulders over the hips, that's just not gonna happen. Take a couple more breaths. If you wanna challenge your balance, maybe you start to look up. I might risk it. 1 more breath in. And then fold, plant the hands. Left hand stays grounded, right arm extends for the sky. Right, shoulder blades draw close. 2 more breaths. Good, right hand lands. Warrior 2 stance, rise up. Right, so you'll hear this pose cued with the front heel lining up with the arch of the back foot. In my body, that works perfectly. Right, not everybody is like that, but it's a good place to start, especially when we build poses from Warrior 2. So find length in the spine, right? And then we're gonna straighten the front leg. Reach forward as far as you can. So both sides of the body here are long. My arms are parallel with the earth until I'm ready, and then I drop that right arm. Right, left arm straight up. Right, sliding the shoulder blades together in the back, really anchored through the left foot, especially pinky edge side. Right, gaze does not need to be up in triangle pose, could be to the side or even down. Right, and I'm resting lightly, you can see barely touching. On my right shin, you could be inside. Some of you are gonna have space here for the earth. Right, we're gonna do this pose a bunch, so you might get there. Right, if that's what the body and breath permit. Another breath. And then strong, right? Warrior 2, try not to slingshot out. Now straighten the front leg, toes turn in. Warrior 2 facing the other way. Couple breaths, spine long. Again, I'm setting the feet in a way that allows me to build triangle comfortably and accessibly next. Front leg straightens, reach forward as far as you can, and then dropping that left arm, right arm up. Right? Really notice left shoulder in a lot of us has a tendency to slide towards the left ear. So, actively taking charge of the work in the upper back here. Right, both feet anchored, the inner legs are strong. There's lots of strength in the center of the body here. Another breath. and then back to warrior two. One more breath in, and then hands plant on either side of the left foot, up on the ball of the right foot, pause. Up to high lunge, so just finding this pose on the second side. Right, body rising up and out of the hips here. Thighs plugged into the center line. If you want to play with challenging balance, you might look up. Right, make sure the spacing in the feet is wide enough here so that the hips can stay steady. So you don't need to be on like a balance beam, the feet on a perfect line. Find some width. Take another breath in, and then fold and plant the hands, right? Right hand stays grounded. We are twisting open here. When you're ready, left arm extends for the sky. Another breath. And left hand lands, and we step forwards, right? Halfway lift, fill up. Exhale, fold. All the way up, extended mountain. Hands to prayer at the heart. Right, nice and strong through the legs. Take a couple breaths. And then we'll come into tree pose. So your left foot stays grounded. You're going to come up on the ball of the right foot. Right knee turns out to the side. So you can choose to stay anchored with this pose just by bringing the heel up to the inner ankle. Right? If you prefer, the foot can come to the calf or even the inner thigh. And often in this pose, I'll point my right toes just a little bit back towards the left heel to find the sense of really being able to press the hips open here. Right, hands could be at the heart if you're feeling this desire to lengthen and reach. Sometimes using the arms as a guide helps. Right, I'm extending here through the spine, so every time I exhale, my navel draws in and up. It's also stoking that fire of transformation in the body. 2 more breaths. Good. Hands back to the heart. Right knee turns forwards, and slow and careful here, warrior two. So nice big step back. Arms reach forward and back. Straighten the front leg. Reach forward as far as you can for triangle pose again. Left hand down, right arm up. Right? Find that steadiness in the shoulders, and then instead of right arm up, extend it if you can along the ear. Just like you would in a side angle pose, anchor the right foot down, extend the right fingertips forwards, and use that reach to press the top side of the body back in space. Might even be able to rotate the gaze up under the right bicep here. 2 more breaths. Back to warrior two. And then hands to prayer at the heart. Nice big breath in. Exhale, twist towards the left knee. Make sure the right knee is okay with this. Right, you could do this in a lunge up on the ball of the back foot if you like. Exhale to twist. Right, sometimes even actually a small shift in the back foot. So I took my toes just a tiny bit more forward than I normally would. Again, exhale, twist. 2 more. So this should be fiery even though it's really simple. Last one. Warrior two. And then facing the other way. So right toes turn. Straighten the right leg. Reach forward as far as you can and drop the right arm down. Once you stack the shoulders, it may be possible to extend the left arm overhead, getting that lateral stretch. Right, using that as leverage to twist open. Maybe makes sense to look up under the left bicep. Really anchored through the left heel, pinky edge side of that left foot. Another breath. Good. Warrior two. Big breath in and out. And then plant the hands. And, ooh, sorry, I forgot our twist. Hands to the heart. Normally I do the twist first. Take a nice big breath in. I don't know why I didn't today. Exhale, twisting towards the front or the new front. Inhale, come back in. Exhale, twist. Good. 3 more times. And again, make sure both knees are okay. Doesn't need to be a full rotation here. And you can always shift the angle of that back foot to make this make sense. 1 more time. In, big length, and twist. Back to warrior two. Fill up. Now we plant the hands and step the left foot forwards next to the right. Flat back to fill. Fold forwards. All the way up, extended mountain. Hands to prayer at the heart. Breath in and out. Good. Second side tree pose. Right foot stays grounded, up on the ball of the left foot. The left knee turns out. Right, staying here, bringing the foot to the calf or even the inner thigh if you'd like. Right, a sense of turning the left toes back a little towards the right heel might allow you to open the hips even more here. Right, lots of length through the spine. Right, think of steadiness, which is not the same as perfection or absolute stillness here. Right, maybe arms extended if you'd like. I'm really pulling the spine long. This is an extension. So we think about these poses in reference to the spine, not necessarily the limbs. Another breath. And then back to warrior two. But it's a slow transition, right? Trying to experience all these little moments in between the two poses. Arms reach forward and back. Good. So straighten the front leg. Reach forward as far as you can, triangle pose. Right? Now extend that left arm along the ear, pressing the top side of the body back in space here. 2 more breaths. And then a little different to rise. So you're going to sweep that left arm back up and back alongside the body. And then the right arm forwards, parallel with the earth. Take a big breath in and out. And then warrior two. Hands to prayer at the heart. Big breath in. Twisting towards the right knee. Right? It's always okay to lift here. Just focus on breath. Or maybe inhale. And then bowing towards that right thigh. Inhale up. Exhale, bow. Enable the spine. Good. 3 more if you're moving. And again, make sure this feels okay in the body. Right, you could choose a high lunge, so up on the ball of the back foot if you want. Last 2, I think, here. And 1. And then back to warrior 2. Straighten the front leg, toes turn in. Warrior 2 facing the other way. Now straighten the front leg, reach forwards and drop that bottom arm. Good, right arm along the ear if you can. Using that as leverage to press the top side of the body back in space. Good. And then we'll bring the arm back alongside the body first. Left arm extends forward, so both palms are facing the sky. Take another breath. And then warrior 2. Hands to prayer at the heart. Big breath in. Exhale, twisting towards the front. So I have like a micro bend in my back knee just to take care of it here. All right, a big breath here, stay. And then if you want, you can fold towards the thigh. All right, if you want, you stay lifted. Just work on feeling heart, upper back. Right, using the energy in the center of the body to stay in the twist. It's still powerful whether you're moving or not. 3 more, fold, slow. Back up. Good, 2. And up. Last one. Good, and up. And warrior 2. Big breath in. Plant the hands. Step the right foot forwards next to the left. Flat back. Fold. All the way up. Extended mountain. Hands to prayer at the heart. Good. Up on the ball of the right foot. Right knee turns out for tree. So you can stay grounded, come to the calf, the inner thigh. Some of you here have the practice of half lotus, right? I wouldn't take it unless you safely have it in the body. So pinky edge side of the right foot sort of lines up with that inner thigh crease here. And in this pose, you work to sort of draw the knees back in together energetically to challenge that outer hip. Right? So it's really up to you what you find. Right? You'll hold the foot with the left hand if you're in half lotus. Right? If you're in tree pose, find a variation for the arms that makes sense. Wherever you are, I want you to commit and focus on the spine. Right? So it's 5 more breaths. And if you're really enjoying being in tree, you're going to stay. But otherwise, You could choose to take them instead through warrior three. Right, so finding your variation here, as long as you're long from that right heel to the crown, you're good. And some of you are going to come fully parallel with the earth. Right, keeping in mind both options are great. We're just trying to recognize what we need moment to moment, breath to breath. Right, maybe a little more work, last 2 breaths, arms overhead. And then one last time, warrior two on this side, we open and pause. Straighten the front leg. Left arm is going to come up, right arm is going to come down the back side of the body. And we're just going to move a little with the breath. So it's a nice big breath in. And then as you exhale, you come forwards and drop the left hand. As you inhale, you sweep the right arm up if you can overhead. Exhale back alongside the body. Left arm forwards, inhale up. 2 more times. Exhale down. Right arm sweeps overhead, in. Take it back alongside the body, exhale. Left arm forwards, inhale up. Last one, exhale. Long reach, meditative movement. Inhale. Exhale. Left arm forwards, inhale up. Warrior two. Good. Hands to prayer with the heart. Big breath in. Twisting towards that front knee. Stay here or inhale and fold. You stay, right? Outer left thigh drawing back in space, or 2 options for your twist. You can bring your right hand to the outer left thigh, left hand to the low back, lengthen and twist here. Some of you are going to have space to really lengthen, bring the right elbow to the outer left knee and twist. So this is revolve side angle. Just know as well that it may make more sense for the back ankle and knee to come up. So you can see I've come up now in a lunge. Right, lots of options here. 3 breaths. Press the heart towards the thumbs. 1 more breath. And my favorite part is this sort of slow unravel. Breath in and out. 1 more in. And then plant the hands and step the right foot forwards. Flat back, inhale. Fold. All the way up, extended mountain. Hands to prayer with the heart. Last bit of work here. Up on the ball of the left foot, right? Your left knee turns out. You can stay grounded, bring the foot to the calf, the thigh, or the pinky edge side of the left foot comes to the inner right thigh crease. Again, you want it to be safe for the right or left knee. Right, body long, I'm holding that left foot with my right hand and squeezing the knees into the center line. Right, if you want the reach, go for it here. So we'll do 5 more breaths, and you can take them in your variation of tree, or it's a slow transition to your variation of warrior 3. Right, powerful in this pose, right? And you do want to consider the shape, the squaring of the hips, the lengthening from the crown to the heel. But you also want to consider the breath, right? These poses designed to put us back into the work of controlling the breath, which ultimately allows us to control the mind. Last couple here. Good. Slow step back, warrior 2. Good. Now straighten that front leg. Right, getting ready to move this time in triangle. Right arm up, left hand down the back leg if you can, flip the palm out. Big breath in. Exhale into triangle, right arm down. Inhale, left arm sweeps overhead if you can. Exhale, take it back alongside the body. Right arm forwards, inhale up. 2 more times. Exhale down, right hand lands. Left arm sweeps overhead, inhale. Exhale, take it back alongside the body. Inhale, reach forwards and up. Last time. Exhale, right arm down. Inhale, left arm overhead. Exhale, sweep it back alongside the body. Right arm forwards, inhale up. Warrior two. Hands to prayer. Big breath in. Twist forwards and pause. Right? Notice what's going on in the body before you move. Right? Nice big breath in. Maybe bowing towards the right thigh. Right? Maybe as you breathe, left hand to the outer knee, right hand to the low back to find the connection. There's energy moving this outer right thigh back in space. Or maybe the full bind, left elbow to that outer right knee. Right? I'm pressing firm through the pinky edge side of my left foot. Also possible to shift into a high lunge stance here, which generally for me makes the twist more accessible. For some of us, also just safer in the back knee and ankle. Right? Gaze down, gaze can shift up. Take another breath. Good. Slow unwind to warrior two. Last time. Breath in and out. Plant the hands. Step the left foot forwards. Move flat back to fill. Fold. All the way up, extended mountain. Hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Palms in, knuckles down. Lift the heart. Nice big breath in and out. Center of the chest, drawing up towards the sky. Legs are strong. Take one more breath here. And then fold. Hands can sit on the low back or sweep them towards the sky. Head and neck heavy. Two more breaths. Good. Release the arms. Toes or tucking the toes, come down to the shins. And just sit back on the heels. Little tuck of the chin towards the chest. Good. And one more release through the heart here. Again, hands behind the back. This time the first two fingers, pointer fingers pointing. And just see if you can turn the inner biceps forward, squeeze the palms together, and try to draw the fingertips towards the earth. It may work better with the hands at the low back, elbows drawing in. We're just trying to release a little bit more through the upper back here after those twists. Right? Chin can always stay tucked. Chin can lift. Good. And then release. Top of the feet will land. And just pressing into the thighs, little round to the back. And then restack the spine. Come into an easy seat. So either a cross of the legs or a stack of the heels. Gentle tuck of the chin to the chest and take a few big breaths in and out. Slow the exhales down. So this practice is designed to leave us pretty vibrant and upbeat. And if it's a day where you need to anchor, right, now would be a good time to fold. Right? If you tend to sit in meditation, right, notice if you have that sort of air of stillness about you, again, a fold. So just drawing stomach to thighs and folding over the legs might make sense here before you do that. Right? You might be ready to land, or after a few more breaths, you might be ready to move on with your day. But before you do, just take note of how you've arrived. Right? What did you cultivate in your practice? Right? More than the physical, even the energetic. Right? What is the benefit of doing this? How does it impact you in your life, out in the world? Right? What we do for ourselves is this sort of microcosm of what we're meant to do out in the world. So always we want to honor that in this practice. As always, thank you for joining me. I hope you got just what you needed. We'll see you again.